I'm wrestling with the idea of how to find the love that I need. Saying things to me that would get you kicked out of somebody's house. Somebody that wanted a polite society. Or things that won't help me, because as soon as I see the rudeness, I'm just going to block you and delete your comment. Because I have no tolerance for hate, which is ideally what religious people ought to be. If it's coming from atheists, then we have a problem, because you are unable to forgive, which makes you as bad as everything you hate. If you can't take account of that, then you're going to say something rude to me and I'm going to delete your comment. If you call me names, that's not where we begin, because it reminds me of my ex-girlfriends that were Christians, and I refuse to date people with a mean spirit. And to me, that's usually the religious. So I'm probably not going to get along well enough to start the relationship with a religious person at all, because they usually begin with hate. If you're an atheist and you say things to me like it's going to get better, I'm going to demand evidence. If you try to turn the tables on me and say that I need to prove myself to be a better person, again, you're going to get blocked and your comment is going to get deleted. That's not how we're playing this. I'm sick to death of this trashy sort of way of bullshit at each other and being sarcastic in order to get things to stop being the way you don't want them to be. I need to be able to speak true and straight and forthright in order to get what I want. Otherwise, it's going to create a problem. And that problem will be that I'll be in sort of a sarcastic mode. People like to make fun of slang terms by utilizing those slang terms and then mocking those slang terms. I just go ahead and get verbose about that stuff and talk about why I don't, instead of just mocking the slang terms and becoming part of that culture. Because eventually you start mocking the N-word. You start saying the N-word as a mock against the N-word. You're going to start becoming the people that say the N-word all the time. And the current slang, whatever that is. I have never wanted to, in my life, associate with morons. And I've met plenty of people that are my age or older that do not care and want to associate with morons. I consider that to be a low intelligence. I don't really care if you think that makes me a nerd or a square. You need to grow up. Using slang, to me, is like saying that you want to be cool. And to me, that's lame. So trying to find a girlfriend by becoming the pop culture youth, like a lot of people my age try to do, I'd like to forego that and find somebody that does not utilize slang. I mean, every once in a while it's okay, but like when it's every day like that, it just feels like capitalism ripping my heart out, because it's so unintelligent and disgusting. So if you're somebody that uses a lot of slang and throws a lot of hostility at me, you're not going to be my girlfriend. I don't care what you look like or what you offer me sexually or monetarily. I'm going to say you're basically my version of Satan anyway, so you're not going to date me. The more hostility you show me, the less I like you. There are plenty of friendships where toxic relationships do foster friendships, and I am not one of those people. And I feel like most people are not those people if you enter into adult group society. Whether you are poor or middle class, there are people like me in this world. I'm not advocating anything illegal. And I'm not lying about that. If you think that something is about you that I've said, then it's about you. If you don't think that it's about you, then it's not about you. I need what I need. All these women wanting me to be the platonic friend while they go have sex, we are not going to talk. You are destroying my friendship with you just by being selfish. I'm not saying that it's against friend zoning. What I'm saying is that if you are like a 20-year-old guy and you have a bunch of advice to me as a 40-year-old guy how to hook up with 21-year-old chicks or something like that, you're not gonna be able to get through to me because you and I are on a different path. You are trying to date chicks that are your own age, and I'm trying to date chicks that are 20 years younger than me. So it's not gonna work. You saying pithy things like get a credit card, get a job, get religion, improve your posture, cut your hair, stuff like that, the thou shalt not sort of stuff is not going to help me, because I'm going to delete your comment and I'm going to block you. Because those things go against who I am as a person. So stop doing that. I'm not looking for things on how what I'm doing is wrong. I'm looking for suggestions of things that I can do in order to prove my chances with women between the ages of 18 and 24, being a 39-year-old atheist male in 2019 who is very, very left-wing and very, very, very much against violence, bigotry, and hatred. Not to mention gaslighting and a bunch of annoying hecklers that just don't Google their questions instead of harassing me or accuse me of things that I did that were not illegal. You bringing up the morality argument with me is not going to work on me. I'm just going to say I am not a religious person, and you and I have different forms of morality. What I think is immoral is locking up kids in cages, sex traffic that the government sponsors, Republicans in general, especially Trump Republicans, and Democrats are soft-core evil. I consider the whole fucking system fascist, and I don't really like it. I have views on politics that involve peace and love and understanding, and you as a person that does not understand that, you trying to break my stride is not going to make me be your friend. And if I have to explain that to you, you are too stupid for me to be your friend. You coming at me with hostility and expressing violence towards anyone makes me not want to even associate with you whatsoever. It does not matter if I have expressed violence or hostility in my past. This is the present moment, not the past. We should not live in the past and repeat our mistakes. Knowing that, if I want what I want, you're just going to have to accept it. There's nothing illegal about it. If it's immoral, that's your opinion. And the only thing that I've discovered that works is to talk about telomeres and telomeres. The fact that I'm Generation X means that the telomeres in my sperm, whether you think it's gross or not, if you think it's gross and disgusting, if you think discussing sex in a intellectual academic context is gross and disgusting, say that so I can delete your comment and block you. I'm an adult. I would rather have adult conversations. I want to talk about adults in adult context. People who are immature and cannot talk about sex without labeling it as disgusting or perverted are not what I would call anything other than childish. In a college setting, I can talk about this stuff. I'm not going to college right now because the women are too busy studying and I'm too busy trying to get good grades. I figure if I take a year off, I might be able to interact with the mainstream a little bit somehow. You saying negative, hostile things to me, fine. Say them in the comments. I would be more than happy to look at that, see a few words of that, delete your comment, and before that, block you and just get rid of it. Because to know that you're out there expressing vile, perverted things about me that are not true, I want to know that so that I can block you and get you out of my life. You and the other types that are like that, the haters, have no purpose in this discussion because you're too immature. I don't care if you're 18 years old or 90 years old. If you can't listen to what I have to say, you are a child to me. It doesn't matter your social status or your money. If you are somebody that is going to bring up morality arguments when something is not immoral, then you are not what I would call intelligent. 18 to 24-year-old women are more fertile. There is less chance of a child killing the mother in childbirth if the mother is between the ages of 18 and 24, and if the mother is between the ages of 18 and 24, then the child is going to be healthier and have a twice as much chance as any other normal child to live and be healthy for 100 years or more. This is a scientific fact. Do your own homework. Google all this. You putting stuff to sort of troll and distract me from the point of keeping it where it is, trying to argue with me, go argue with a professor. You're like Ben Shapiro. If you're Ben Shapiro and you're there trying to argue with the students, you don't know what you're talking about because you are not arguing with the professors and the professionals. I am just a lay person that understands some science. If you got to be there and you have to be mean-spirited towards me, you are too chicken shit to debate with teachers and professors. You need to move along and debate with your superiors, not your inferiors and not your equals. Prove your mettle. Go debate with a college professor by the name of Dan Eisenberg from the University of Washington. Leave me out of it. If Dan has a problem with me or with what I say in relation to telomere science, I have already emailed him one time this summer, and if he wants to get a hold of me, he can, because he has my email address. And if he had a problem with me, he would email me. And if I'm on YouTube getting the attention of famous people, like yesterday, then first of all, calling me buddy when I'm older than you and a male makes you seem very moronic and disrespectful. Saying buddy to an older person is in itself disrespectful, as is saying sir when I'm not a teacher. It makes you seem like you're a Hitler Youth. We don't need that. If you've ever watched the television show Friends, there were women often called their male friends honey, and on Friends, male friends often called their women friends honey and sweetie and baby, that were platonic friends, because that's how I view friendship, and that is how it really is in the real world. Chicks who call me dude and buddy, a lot of dudes will immediately cease the friendship with that person because their misandry is not welcome. And a lot of times it's based in age phobia. I'm not saying become a misogynist and talk about like how women suck, but do not be a misandrist to me. You will get blocked easily by showing me any hostility. The debate is not with me. Go take it up with professionals, go take it up with teachers, go take it up with somebody who wants to hear it. This is supposed to be a safe space to discuss ideas. And if you're somebody that wants to hate me or question what I think about things, you need to go to the sources, not me. I am not a professional. And if you have a problem with me, that is your own problem. Dislike my posts all you want. It only proves my point that either you are a sexist male and you just can't abide by the fact that what I'm saying about you is correct, or you're a misandrist and you hate men, or you are somebody that worships money. But if you're not liking my statuses, you're not really my friend yet. If you like my statuses, then you start to become my friend. That's what everybody on Facebook wants, is likes. If you dislike them, that does not mean that there is not tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people out there trying to be legit and not rude. There are plenty of people that have called me king on Facebook, and you know this, so just stop with the trolling. You know I'm going to get rid of your comments. If I offend you, maybe it's your problem. I just do not like violence, and I do not like hostility, and I do not like bad blood between my friends and neighbors. Hatred has no place in this conversation. And since you are not mature enough to stop with the hate as you have this conversation with me, then you are not mature enough to even date me or to be my friend. I disregard you on the spot because I've been on this planet for 39 years, and I know enough from conversations with my parents that I have concurrently that they like me as a person. And I am not a believer, but it feels that what they are saying is true. I'm more of a test hypothesis experiment. They have proven to me that they care about me. Sometimes their caring is a bit overbearing because they think that I'm basically an idiot or careless, which is their personal problem. It's all gaslighting and I don't really need it. If you tell me to get therapy, do it yourself. I get offline plenty. I get offline every day for at least 2 to 3 hours a day. I question what you expect me to do with my life. If I'm getting offline and going for walks for 2 hours a day, what you expect me to do with my life when I don't own a TV and don't want to own a TV. Sit there and read books and to separate from society? That isn't going to happen, sister. You need to learn that I am a man and a human being, and I want what I want and I need what I need, and I will find it somehow. If you're just going to be rude to me, do not talk to me until you stop being rude. You trying to manage me is not fair to me. I have said things that have been misconstrued as actual legitimate things when they were meant to be jokes that people have taken too seriously. So I'm not going to say those things anymore because people get concerned about things. There are plenty of comics that use fallacy as sort of a way to point out the opposite of what they truly think about the world. But if you can't understand that I'm saying things jokingly, then you are a person that is not very bright to me. And that's, again, your own personal problem. But I'm not going to say those things because clearly I'm dealing with an unintelligent audience here. Either like my statuses or shut up. Because if you dislike my statuses, I'm just going to wait for you to say something rude and then I'm going to block you. And I'm going to delete your comment. I'm not here for this shit. I'm not here to argue like a bunch of children. I can go on many of my popular friends on Facebook that are like older men talking about religion or whatever, and they just block off the people that talk shit. Because you don't understand the humor or you don't understand the context of what is being said. It has nothing to do with me, that's all you. That's just called a you problem, that is your problem. The only thing that I have found that lightens up some women in the college setting, whether I activate upon that path, is to talk about telomeres. And if you're somebody that labels me in any sort of negative way, I view that as your personal problem. It's not like I'm going out there acting rude, trying to pick up on chicks. You know what I mean? If I see them and they look too young to me, I don't even care. I just walk on by. It's not necessary for me to talk to them. If it was, I would be talking about how I got slapped in the face, and you would hear it, and you would see the black eyes and the blood and the bruises. Or you're a person that thinks that I am a person who does not have an impact upon the society in which I live, while at the same time you throw me up as a demon, while you know damn well that there's plenty of people that throw me up as a god. You saying otherwise does not mean anything. People just don't want to hear me talk about anything other than telomeres on Facebook, and I refuse to do that.